Good morning. Sorry about that. We're going to try this again. Hope you'll jump back on with me as I experienced a little bit of technical difficulty there, but I'm going to get this message out no matter what. So Ephesians 1:19 talks about the immense power of God working in and through us. And in the Passion Translation, I love it. It says that will cause us to be a walking advertisement for the power of God. And so that's what we want to be. We want to be a walking advertisement for the immense power of God. It's just not the power of God, the immense power of God. And so as I'm down on the ocean this morning, I wanted to bring you down here to talk about what God has in my spirit about His power. Because you know what? Sometimes, honestly, we don't see it. And sometimes we can't feel it working inside of us. But it says, actually in Ephesians 1:19, it says, continually experiencing the immense power of God. So at all times, experiencing the immense power of God. And you know what's awesome that God taught me and that He spoke to me is that as long as creation and nature is happening, His power is present. And one of the things I love about the ocean is what God says in this great big vast mighty strong ocean with all of its power that can sink ships and crash against rocks and erode the ground. It has to stop at the shoreline and go no further at the word of the Lord. So at His word, it stops at the shoreline and it goes no further. As long as we see this, as long as you see that happening, the power of God is working. You can rest assured that the power of God is working. As long as the sun is rising and the sun is setting, you can rest assured that God's power is still working in and through you. As long as the stars are still hanging in the sky, you can rest assured that the power of God is working in and through you. So I know those moments where you feel like it's just, you can't see it, you can't feel it. As long as your feet are still on the ground, gravity is still working. And that means the power of God is still working. It's still working. It's still moving. So those things that you've given up on, those things that you've just felt like it's an impossibility and it'll never, God's power is still working in that. Even when you can't see it, even when you can't feel it, God's power is working. Look at creation is happening. The earth is rotating. The sun is rising and setting. The moon sets in the sky. As long as those things are happening, as long as when you sit in a chair, you sit down and you don't float off, God's power is working. So rest assured, whatever it is that you're facing today, whatever that thing is that you're encountering, the immeasurable power of God is working, and He's going to make you an advertisement for His immense power even today, every single day. The fact that you have breath going in and out of your body, the fact that flowers bloom, God's power is still working. I get so excited about creation. I think that's one of the things I love most about nature is that I see God's power is present. His word, His spoken word is happening right before our eyes. It's stopping right at the shoreline, that immense ocean. You can rest assured today that the power of God, my hair is going crazy there, that the power of God is working in and through your life. So I want you to expect it today. Listen, I've just confirmed to you. You might have been in a place where I'm not sure if it's working. Look around you. Look, even where you're at, the sun is rising. Maybe the snow is falling from the sky. All of that is God's power in action. So rest assured, in whatever it is that you're facing today, God's power is present for you. It is working in and through you, and it is not weak. It is immense. God's power is immense inside of you. So get excited again about the power of God. Even when you haven't seen it, even when you can't feel it, just know because creation is happening. Because your feet, if you floated away today, then maybe you can question the factor of God's power. But as long as your feet are on the ground, the power of God is working in and through your life. So get excited about it today. Get ready. You're experiencing just the fact, every step you take, you're experiencing the power of God. The fact that gravity hasn't taken you, hasn't exited, and you haven't floated away, you're experiencing the power of God. You're breathing in air. You're experiencing the power of God. So the power of God is resident in your life. It is functioning. It is strong. It is going to be an advertisement to the world of His immense power in and through you. I'm not going to be long today. I just wanted to come on with this because I was so excited whenever I see any kind of creation, especially the ocean. Like, that one gets me so excited. The factor of this massive, like what you're facing might feel so massive and impossible, and like you're a sinking, like it's just overtaking you in a sinking ship. But that massive thing that's in front of you, at the word of God, literally has to stop at the shoreline and go no further. That thing has to stop and go no further. So I love you so much. I'm blessed by the word of God. It's alive and active, and it's functioning in you. So go ahead and read Ephesians 1:19 today. Read it in the Passion Translation and get excited about the power of God working in and through you. Even right now, wherever you're at, it's working.